More good news, this for students in Dublin, Godley, and Keene. They're heading back to class today. To get a better breakdown of what it's going to look like, we're going to bring in Keene Superintendent Dr. Ricky Stevens. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I understand that 75% of your students are expected to return back to class. And I was looking last year, your class size averaged about 13 students per classroom. So what does a typical day look like on campus during COVID-19?
Well, this morning when we meet them about 7 o'clock, we'll have staff out at all the entry points. We'll be heading out masks for those who don't have them. They'll come in, they'll report to their first period classes so they can get instructions on the things that we're going to do today. They're going to notice a lot of things are similar, but there's going to be a lot of things that are different. The way they operate in between classes, the way they operate while they're in the class, lunch, all those good things are going to be a little COVID special. Outside of that, though, we're going to try to let them have a fairly normal day of school today. It's been a long time since they've been here. It's going to be a getting back to know each other kind of day.
Yeah, I mean, students have not been in the classroom now for 6 months. That's sort of the elephant in the room, is just getting back into a chair and listening to instruction. So what are your teachers planning on doing for identifying and addressing what's sort of been dubbed the COVID slide?
Well, one of the big things we're going to do is we're going to resist the pressure to just go academic these first few weeks. We've really got to reconnect with our kids. We've got to let our kids know that we love them. We've got to let our kids know that we've missed them, and we've got to make a connection with them. Once we've made that personal connection with them, that we feel like the academics will come. We'll be doing a lot of things that encourage them and that promote them. We have a balanced calendar this year that will allow us at the end of each grading period to bring kids back in for a week to even catch them up even more. But we're really focused this week on reconnecting with our kids.
So I understand, looking at your Facebook page, there's some sort of a triage center for students who have possible COVID symptoms. So how is this going to operate?
Well, one of the things we wanted to make sure is we did not want to contaminate our nurse's office with every kid that comes down. At schools, the nurses see a lot of children every day for just normal everyday occurrences. So our triage station is set up away from our nurses station. If a kid comes and that student has symptoms that are COVID related, they'll be sent to an isolation room. If they do not have COVID symptoms, they'll be sent on to the nurse's office. This allows us to only have to worry about that one little area with one table, one chair, so that if a kid does have the symptoms, we can clean that area and keep running while we have these two separate rooms. It's a great idea from our nurses, and we think it's going to work really well.
So I understand that obviously every step is being taken, but sometimes the transmission still happens. So what if a teacher were to test positive? How will you reach out to parents and students who could be impacted?
If a teacher tests positive, they'll go into the return to school protocol. We immediately will let our health officials know. We'll send out emails and letters to our parents and staff on that campus, let them know that someone's tested positive. And then, hopefully the case will be mild and they'll go through the protocol of being out at least 10 days and 24 hours fever-free and symptoms improving before they return. And then hopefully after that 10, 11 days, they'll be back in the classroom and be able to teach their kids.
So there are a lot of people who are watching your district, as I'm sure you know, a lot of white noise in the background, a lot of, social media comments. How are you all making sure, as far as the staff is concerned, and you too, that you're focusing on what matters most, and that's obviously keeping kids safe but educating children?
Yes, we really try to set up an environment where our students don't feel like they're inside somehow captive to this virus. We really want them to feel, as much as they can feel, wearing masks everywhere, that they are in normal school. Of course, we're providing the face shields and the face mask and all the hand sanitizer. We hired a couple of people whose only job is to walk around and spray touch points to keep them clean. But at the same time, as we do all that thing to protect our kids' all those things to keep them physically healthy, we also are trying to approach those social needs, those relational needs, those nutritional needs, those things that really were what outweighed the negatives of coming back and why we brought our kids back to school today.
Well, we've talked a lot about mental health, so it sounds like you're working on that as well. Thank you so much for talking with us this morning, and good luck on this school year.
Thanks, Kara. Appreciate it.